Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to PRL, the first race of the season. Unfortunately, I missed qualifying just by a few minutes. Couldn't get back in time, but we're here for the race. We're going to start from the back, so hopefully we can move up the grid. I was hoping to get back for qualifying because I think we had a really good chance of pole. But onwards to the race now. We're on the starting grid for the first lap, straight in to get going. As we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and now 5 red lights. And we're going to get underway for the first race of PRL. We get a decent start. The guy in front, Robert, has a bit of a sluggish start which holds us up slightly, but we've already made up our place, and now we're going in the middle of two cars up the Ferrari on the outside. A little bit of contact going up at the front as we have Steve in the Renault and Robert in the Force India in front of us. Now we're going to try and go the inside up into turn 4. Is it turn 4? Turn 3, sorry. We try up the inside of the Force India, and we're going to have a go around the outside, and we made that move quite good there. So we're up into P13 already as the McLaren has a bit of a problem on the exit. Now coming into the left hander, we have a bit of contact with the car behind, but we get actually a warning for that, but I think
that's a decent start.
Yeah,
good
thanks,
job.
Jeff. As we're going up the inside of the Tarossa now, so there's another place, and already we made it up into the points before we've even got to the end of sector 2. Overhead is that Neath? I think that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, behind Neath and in the I believe he's in the Williams, coming into sector 2. As you can see, he's gone off the track a bit there, which invites us. I've got a car spinning off. I believe that was a Toro Rosso. So now we've moved up into 8th place and we're behind our teammate before the end of the first lap. So really happy with that. Made it from more or less the back of the grid up into P8, coming to the end of this lap, and now we're running behind our teammate. So not too bad of a start, and I'm pretty happy with that, as J. Cole sets the fastest lap of the race. And onwards to lap 2 now, coming into the end of the second sector, starting the third, coming up to the fast left and right. Behind our teammate, we've closed in a little bit. Have a bit of a corner cut there, but I backed off, and as you can see, our teammates lost it and they've gone into the wall. Unlucky for him.
Green flag.
I believe we could have got some decent points with both cars today, but unlucky. His first race of league racing, but we can't say much.
Enabled DRS. DRS is now available.
As we have a moment of our own and we actually go off and lose our front wing, so yeah, even with our experience of doing duties already in PRL,
you need a new front wing.
we're making a mistake. As we're going to box now, we're going to put on the soft tyres. We're not going to go to the end, we're going to go to around lap 19 and then throw on a set of ultras. So we're going to have a nice aggressive end to this race into the pits. It's very long waiting for the front wing. As you can see, all the other cars are going past and it's a horrible feeling.
Go, go, go.
But we're exiting now the pit lane, and I think it's going to be close with the car behind as we come out. It might be a bit close into turn 1, we'll have a look. Turning off the pit limiter and getting up to speed.
Once now, one stop left.
And it will be quite close between us and Ryan, but we managed to get there. He's right behind us still. He'll probably have a nice go at us into turn 3. We've covered the outside line.
Superb all race, keep it up.
He tries to go for it. We're going to try and hang it around the outside. He's got the position on the minute, but we've got the inside line for the next left-hander, and we get that position back. But we're going to have a little bit of moment coming through here. We've actually had to lift off, which is inviting him back, but I think us lifting off there put him off a bit and he kind of went all over the place. But we've got that position now, heading into the end of lap 6, and there's a yellow flag, and I actually backed off here because I didn't know if he was ghosted or not, and I tried to avoid it, but you know, we went straight through him. He ghosted, so we lost about 6 tenths there on that lap, but we are still closing into the car in front. Lap 8, we're still behind the I'm not sure how you pronounce his name.
Don't worry if the car behind tries to overtake you, he has a time penalty.
But there is a yellow flag up ahead, as you can see, and it's heated. He must have had a moment, and then coming through the left-hander, backed off slightly, but we get that move done, as it looks like he's had a bit of a problem through there. So we've moved up now into P13. With a stop to go around about lap 19. Moving on to lap 15 now, we're actually catching up to the McLaren ahead, and it's taken us a while to close up as much as we have, and we're going to be stuck behind him for a few laps I think. But at lap 16 we're close right up to him now. Having a look, but we're not quite close enough through there. A bit difficult to overtake through that corner. But heading down into the right hander. Here we show a bit of a fake dummy there, try and put him off, but he's really good, not making too many mistakes. But we've got a nice exit through here. We've turned the ERS up and we're going to have a go. He defended quite well here. I wasn't too sure which way to go, but we're going to go around the outside. We've met the move for a side by side into the next right bit, and I did try and leave him space. Whatever you can see there, we had a bit of a moment, and I'm not sure if he just went off the grass, went onto the grass for precaution, but not too bad. A few people into the pits now making their first stops, which promotes us to P8, with Dave ahead of us, but Dave a long way ahead of us, so not too bad. We've got a stop on lap 19, so as you can see we've just skipped to lap 19. We're going to come in to put on the set of ultras to try and get back to P7. I believe someone else made their first stop as well, so that's why we're in P7, but I'm hoping to get back into this P7 slot for the end of the race, and then I'll be happy with that as a recovery, considering we didn't do qualifying and we lost our front wing on lap 3. So a nice start from the guys there with the ultras. We've got a nice lot of battery and a bit of fuel if we need it to get the job done, and we need to pass 2 guys I think to get the position 7 that we want from this race. So coming out,
okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. We'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
So we've come out in P9. We're about 13 seconds, something like that, 11 seconds, I can't remember, behind the next guy, so we've got a job to do in 9 laps. One of the cars I was meant to overtake was Neef, and as you can see he's either had a connection issue or has just dropped, left the session. So this will be an easy place for us to get, as we can just drop straight through him because he's ghosted, and we're into P8. So now we've only got 1 car to overtake, and I believe we're going to be closing the gap quite quickly, as on this lap we actually set the fastest lap at the time. No we don't, we're about a second off, but I believe we did set the fastest lap at some point, at 24.2. But yeah, as you can see we're catching up now to 1.5 seconds behind the McLaren, who we actually passed in the fast left right section before our stop. But as you can see lap 25, and we're right behind him now. Just got to pick our moment. We've got much more pace than him at the minute, so we can afford to be quite cautious on where we get this move done. We have got a 3-second time penalty for track limits, but I believe we can make that up quite simply. We should get him down the straight, DRS, if we're in hot lap, and we're going to have a go down the straight. But it's a shame that he lagged back there, because we could have had a nice battle into turn 1. I'll stay in the middle of the track just in case he lagged back in next to us, but no such problems there. DRS, and we've got that place done. As you can see here, the car behind us actually made a stop, so it's about 28 seconds behind us, something like that. So we don't have to worry about that time penalty. And then coming to the end of the race, we've got our P7 that we aimed for. Could have been a lot more better if we made it for qualifying and didn't have that moment in turn 1 and 2. But P7 not too bad, and I'm happy with that result.
Not many teams, you know, as they come out onto the podium now, who could do what Haas have managed to accomplish here. It's hard to believe just how competitive they've already become. An amazing victory.
Yeah, so P7, way through the win. Congratulations to William Colcon and Steve will finish off the podium. Falsic J. Cole finishes 4th, but he has impressive pace and it's actually gone to Division 2. I hope you've liked this video. Please like and subscribe to see plenty more of PRL League Racing, and I'll see you in a bit. Peace.